Hey everybody, today I'm going to be doing a video on Frank Ifield, who is a 60s artist that I've collected for a short while, quite recently. But before I start showing the vinyl, I'd just like to give a shout out to my friend Matthew Clasper. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He has got a brilliant YouTube channel, a great guy, and he very kindly gave me a shout out, so I'll return the favour. He does pretty much everything and anything, from general, banter to a few gaming videos, and he's really funny, so I definitely recommend checking that out. But anyway, on with the video. Okay, so we'll start off with the LPs. This is Frank Ifield's first album, I'll Remember You. This is a mono copy. Quite annoyingly, it doesn't actually have the song I'll Remember You on it, which is one of his biggest hits and one of my favourite songs. But here are the songs that are on it. It's a pretty good album, I wouldn't say it's anything particularly special, but it's alright, it's certainly listenable. Quite a soft style. Of course, printed and made by Gowan Lofthouse Limited. As the majority of 60s albums tend to be, particularly sort of around 63 onwards. And this is on the Columbia label. And you can tell that this is kind of early 63 because it hasn't got either sold in UK text or like recording first published or anything. And you can also see it's got an MKT tax code. And this copy of the LP is in very nice condition. And I actually picked that album up on holiday last year after also picking up a single which I heard for the first time and really liked. And both of those I got in a charity shop. That LP only cost £2. And anyway, here's a stereo copy of the same album, which is a bit rarer. This I actually got in Liverpool when I went last year. And it's on a very nice kind of turquoise stereo Columbia label, which I've never really seen before. It's normally just black and blue like the others, so I'm guessing this is maybe like an early stereo label. But yeah, that's very nice, and it's also in very, very good condition. Now here is his second album, Born Free. I'd say it's pretty much on par with the first album. It's okay. There's the tracks. There aren't usually any particularly big selling singles off his albums. I'd say he's definitely more of a singles artist than an albums artist, but it's still okay to get. To be honest, I've never paid more than about £3 for a Frank Ifield album anyway, so what does it matter? And this LP is also on the Columbia label, with the same label configuration as the last LP. This copy's pretty good, bit scuffed, but nothing too bad. And you probably won't be able to see very well, but on the label on the side too, it's got a PKMT tax code, which isn't something you'd particularly see very often on a 60s album, but that doesn't make this copy super duper rare or anything, it's Frank Ifield album at the end of the day. And that LP I also got in Liverpool last year from the same place. And here's a stereo copy of that album. Although this time it's on the blue Columbia label. However, the thing I find very interesting about this is, for some reason the stereo copy has a recording first published on it, but the mono one doesn't. So I don't know if the stereo one was released slightly later. Yeah, it's also got a weird configuration of having it above the YAX, whereas say on a Beatles album, for example, you usually see it below the catalogue number. And there's also a pretty good tax code on this as well. It's always interesting to see those. I can make out a Z, a K, and a T. I'm assuming that's going to be an M or a P or something there. It's faded on that part. But you know. And last but not least, for the Frank Ifield albums, is his greatest hits, which is definitely worthwhile getting, actually. Very, very good combination of his work. Now, this album does have all his big selling singles on. He does a lot of yodeling on these, because that's what he was, you know, as well as a singer. He did do a lot of yodeling. But there's all his best hits. I think my favourite songs are I Remember You, Nobody's Darling, Confessing. Pretty much all the side one and a few on side two, I think. Yeah, that's good. And as always, is on the Columbia label. This is mono, and it's got the configuration as you would normally expect it there. And this one just has a regular KT text code on.